वन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं भटस्य पत्रस्य पुटे शयानम् बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि। अहो चित्रमहो चित्रम् वन्दे तत्प्रेमबन्धनम् यद्बद्धं मुक्तिदं मुक्तं ब्रह्मक्रीडा भृगीकृतम्। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वम् यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्वंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Dear devotees, we'll do a few minutes of Nam Sankirtan. After that, I'll speak on the topic of how karma affects our devotion and our life. Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe 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 Shri Radhe 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 Shri Radhe 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 Shri Radhe 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 Shri Radhe 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 Shri 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 Radhe 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 Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe 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 Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe
Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Shri Radhe Radhe Radhe
Bolo Radha Rani ki Radhe Radhe to everyone. Welcome to the family camp. During every family camp that we have in the winter, we take up some practical topics of devotion that will help you understand your own devotional path more easily so that you can have fewer doubts and questions and make more swift progress. So along these lines, during these evening lectures this week, you will hear 2 lectures from me on the topic of how karma and sanskars affect our devotion and our life. Then you'll hear 2 lectures from Divakari Didi on the importance of human life. And then you'll hear 1 lecture from Rameshwari Didi on Bhagavad Kripa, the significance of God's grace. In the mornings, we'll be having interactive sessions, which are more of a classroom type of format. And during those, I'll be leading the first 4. During that time, I'll actually be teaching you the same material the kids are learning. And the topic for this week that I'll teach you is on the topic of Dham. So starting with level 1, going up towards level 7, we'll see how far we get in only 4 days. We should be able to learn more quickly than the kids, so maybe we can condense it. But we'll also have time for question and answer. There will be an exam at the end. So make sure you don't miss any morning sessions, and that way you'll get good marks on your exam. So For tonight, I'm going to take up the topic of karma and sanskars, how they affect us. We do devotion. We all know we come here to Radha Madhav Dham to have more time to do a more focused and extended devotion and get more benefit. But there are forces that affect our life, and one of those forces is karma. Even when we're doing devotion, we have to undergo certain things in our life. Things happen to us, and those things also affect or influence our devotion. Then we get questions. Why did this happen? How did this happen? How is this connected with my devotion? Both in terms of our external karma and destiny, and our internal karma and destiny. So what all of this means, I'm going to explain in the next 2 days. So today let's take up the topic of karma and destiny. When we observe the world around us, we see things happening that we would say are good luck and bad luck, or someone with more understanding might say good destiny or bad destiny, or someone with even better understanding might say it's destiny, but we don't know if it's good or bad. It's too soon to tell. We hear about someone dying in a plane crash. We hear about someone winning the lottery. An ordinary person would say dying in a plane crash is bad luck, and winning the lottery is good luck, the best of luck. Someone with more understanding would say, well, the one who died in a plane crash, that's his bad destiny, and the one who won the lottery, that's his good destiny. And someone with even more understanding would say, well, everyone has to die at some time, so dying is not bad destiny, it's just destiny. When it comes, that's already determined at the time of birth. So dying of a heart attack or a plane crash or however we die, it's going to happen at the pre-selected time. And the one with this understanding would also know that winning the lottery should not be called good destiny either, because the great majority of lottery winners end up either in self-help groups or flat broke, because they mismanage their money and they have all kinds of added tensions, family members and friends demanding money from them. Hey, you won $200 million, you can't give me $1 million? So that person, after 5 years after winning the lottery, might say that was the worst thing that could have happened to me. All of these types of things, maybe not to that extreme, but these types of things happen in our life as well. So let's understand, first of all, what is destiny and where does it come from? There are actually, well, let's look in the Ramayana. Hani, labh, jivan, marana, yash, apayash, vidhi, hath. Here, Vashisht ji is explaining to Bharat what are the things that are controlled by destiny. So he says, your life and your death. Life meaning the situation of your birth. Not everything that happens in your life. But when you're born, what kind of DNA do you get? Who are your parents and what are your genetics? What culture and country were you born into? What religion were you born into? Were you born into a rich family or a poor family? A devotional family or a more worldly family? So this is Jivan. What situation were you born into? Marana. We already covered that. The exact moment of death is determined at the time you're born. It's part of your destiny. Hani, labh. Hani means loss. Labh means gain, both financially speaking and socially speaking. Although the next one also covers that. Yash, apayash. That covers social loss and gain. Yash, getting a good name, prestige, even fame, or at least respect from others. And apayash, the opposite, being unpopular, getting a bad name whether you deserve it or not. That's apayash. So hani, labh, financial loss and gain, that's also controlled by destiny. Yash and apayash, also controlled by destiny. Where did that destiny come from? Purva janma kritang karma tadbhagya miti kathyate. Purva janma kritang karma. The karma you did in your previous life bears fruit in this life. So that actually controls or determines the amount of hani, labh, yash, apayash, the situation that you're born into, and also when you're going to die. It's all exactly, almost you can say pre-programmed, although God has to make the program run, but He's not adding His, according to His likes and dislikes. He has rules. What is good karma? What is bad karma? According to our motivation, He's noting everything down. So you can think of that like an input. You have an algorithm or some computer program. You input the information. That's your good and bad karma. And what's the output? That's your destiny for your next life. It's automatic. The program's already written. According to your input, you're going to get a predetermined output. So you can say God is making sure this whole thing continues to run, but He's not making adjustments according to, I like this person more, so let me, I don't want him to get the result of that bad karma. Everybody gets all the results of their karma. So we did the actions, we'll get the results. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritang karma shubha shubham Garud Puran. You must, avashyameva, you must undergo the consequences of your past good and bad karma. Na bhuktang chiyate karma kalpakoti shatairapi. Garud Puran. Even if someone did tapasya for millions of kalp, millions of days of Brahma, which is trillions and trillions of our years, even then there's no way to get around undergoing the consequences of your karma. So everything is destined, someone may think. Okay, I did my karma in my previous life, now everything's out of my control in this life. Harinapi harenapi Brahmanapi surairapi lalata likhita rekha parimarshtum na shakyate. Even Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma are bound by their destiny. In other words, when their time runs out, they also have to go. When this Brahmand finishes, Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar also go back to their divine abode. They can't stay here. So they're also bound by destiny. Then who are we to think we can overpower destiny? So there's nothing we can do. If someone thinks like this, then it means they feel they have no responsibility in this life. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. When I'm meant to have bhakti, I'll have bhakti. When I'm meant to practice devotion, my destiny will make me practice devotion. I can't even control my own thoughts and actions. It's all controlled by destiny. No. Sant Priyadas says, Karmana sanchitadinam jivo dhinas tathapi Swatantra Kriya Marni vai krito bhagavata vida. He says there are three types of karma, three forms of karma, put it that way. You do karma, that's your Kriya Marni karma. But that Kriyaman karma takes two forms further ahead. It gets, at the end of your life, it gets added to your sanchit karma. Karmana sanchitadinam jivo dhinas. Jivaha adhinaha. Souls are adhin to that sanchit karma. You did karma in this life, it got added to all the other karma you did in all your previous lifetimes. That's called sanchit karma. That's your karma. You did it, it's all stored up, and you have to get the consequences. So you are adhin. You're not independent to choose whether you get consequences or not. You're independent to choose what actions you perform. That's called Kriya Marni karma. So this shlok says, Tathapi, even though you're bound to receive the results of your past karma, your sanchit karma, but swatantraha Kriya Marni vai, your Kriya Marni karma, usme aap swatantra hai. You are fully independent in performing Kriya Marni karma. So you see, both sides are true. You have sanchit karma, you've done those karma, you have to get the results, but simultaneously you're free to perform new karma. How does it work together? Okay, out of your sanchit karma, which is actually unlimited, and it keeps growing every lifetime, but out of that God gives you some small amount, however much you can get the results of in one lifetime. So I don't know how he makes the decision how long you'll live, but he makes that decision. It's neither good nor bad to have a long life or a short life. It just is what it is. You finish one life, you go on to the next. So however long he chooses to give you a life, he looks and says, okay, he just does the math. In this much time, they can receive this much karma phal. They can receive the consequences of this many past actions. So that he gives you to undergo in this life is called prarabdha karma. It's taken out of your sanchit karma and you receive the consequences in this life. Now it's finished. Once you receive the consequences, that karma is deleted from your sanchit karma, but you still have unlimited amount left. So even if you quit doing, let's say God put a hiatus on Kriya Marni karma. He said, okay, nothing you do counts for anything, just like when you're in other species. If he made it so for humans as well, and we just lived life after life without the ability to perform new Kriya Marni karma, and we're just getting prarabdh ही भोग रहे हैं, तो हमारा संचित कर्म खत्म कब हो जाएगा? कभी नहीं. It's unlimited. So our sanchit karma can never run out, even if we keep getting results through prarabdha and if we stop doing any new karma. But we are doing new karma, so we're getting some results through our prarabdha, plus we're adding up more that's going to get added to our sanchit at the end of this life. So these three forms of karma are always a part of our life. Sanchit is the main storage with all the unlimited karma. Prarabdha is a small portion of that, both good and bad karma that we're given to undergo in this life, but simultaneously we can do new karma, Kriya Marni karma. So what karma can we do? And how do we do it while we're undergoing the past karma? Well, it's very simple. The prarabdha only controls what happens to us. Humko kya hota hai? It doesn't control what we do. What we say, what we think, what we do with our physical body, that is our Kriya Marni karma, and it's done through our own understanding, through our own mental decision, so we are held responsible for it. Let's say you're out for a walk and you get caught in a rainstorm. That's your product. You were meant to get caught in a rainstorm and get soaking wet. But while the rain is pouring down on your head, what are you thinking? That's your Kriya Marni karma. So you're getting the prarabdha on your head. But you're thinking something at the same time. So are you cursing God for making it rain on you? Then you're accumulating more bad karma. Or you're saying, oh, this is His kripa. It's raining grace on me. So you're actually creating good karma. But you're receiving the results and simultaneously you're making more karma. So that's how the prarabdha is received and the Kriya Marni karma is created anew simultaneously. This is how every moment of our life works. We're always receiving some results of our past karma and we're always doing new karma as well. Our mind doesn't rest even for a second. This mind is thinking something every second. Therefore, we're doing new karma every second. So now you've understood how is it possible that one can have destiny and still have free will at the same time. If we didn't have free will, then if we didn't have free will in this life, then you could ask the question, okay, then where did my prarabdha come from? If I don't have free will in this life, I must not have had free will in my previous lives. So then how did I create that karma which is giving me the results now? And if there's no such thing as prarabdha, then nothing makes any sense. Then random good and bad things are just happening to people and this universe doesn't make any sense at all. So both prarabdha and free will, they exist side by side in our life. But of course, humans are the only ones with the ability to perform Kriya Marni karma. Other species and even devtas, they only receive the results of their past karma. So they are getting their prarabdha and wo prarabdha bhog rahe hain, lekin Kriya Marni karma nahi kar sakte. So that's why they're called bhog yoni, we are called karma yoni. So you have the basic understanding of how karma works. Sanchit karma, prarabdha karma, and Kriya Marni karma. As long as you remember what those three types of karma mean, you'll understand how destiny and free will interact or work together in your life. Now let's apply this with a couple of scenarios. How can we use this knowledge to improve our devotion? Take something like the opportunity to come for the family camp. I'm sure you must have told many of your friends and family members, I'm going to Radha Madhav Dham for the family camp. You should come. So they heard about the family camp. They heard about this great opportunity for spiritual growth. But they didn't choose to come here. So their prarabdha was good enough that God made it possible through you that they heard about this spiritual opportunity. That's their good destiny. But then it's their choice what to do with that opportunity, to come or not to come, to prioritize it or not. Oh, my son has to study for his exam coming up in 2 weeks. We can't come. Or my sister's visiting and they don't want to come to the family camp, so we can't come. Whatever it may be, they made a decision not to come. That's their Kriya Marni karma. The prarabdha was such, the opportunity was presented to them. The same opportunity was presented to you, and you made the decision to come. So, what we do with our prarabdha is up to us. Having an opportunity presented to us, that's a good destiny. But what we do with that is up to us. This can also help us understand a better way, a healthier perspective for looking at the world. When we know that certain things are predestined, then why worry about them? How many people here worry about their family finances or personal finances? Almost all of you, right? It's one of your biggest headaches. But Hani Labh, Vashisht ji told you, it's already predetermined by how much charity you did in your last life. That's how much you'll get or not get in this life. By doing that sattvic charity, you deposited that money in your spiritual bank account, and in this life, you're automatically getting that back with interest. Less or more, depending how much you gave. So your major financial situation of being wealthy or not is already destined. Then why spend mental energy worrying about it? Sure, you still have to work, you still have to manage your business, you still have to go to school so you can get a good job. You have to do all of those things, but you don't have to worry about it, because however much money is going to come is going to come. If it's not destined to come, even if you go to Treasure Island with the map of where the treasure is buried, you're not going to become rich. And if it is destined to come, even if you're stranded on a desert island, not Treasure Island, somehow that money is going to come to you. So why do we worry about it? We should worry about something we can control. How good of a person am I? How much do I remember Radha Krishna? How much do I think, how could I make Shri Maharaji happy? How could I please Guruji? Why don't we worry about those things? Those things are in our hands. We worry about how our kids are going to turn out. Well, it's just like your job. You have to do your job. I'm not saying sit home on the couch and your whatever wealth is destined to come to you will come. No, because then you'll spoil your mind anyway, right? You're sitting on the couch doing something tamas, lazing around, watching TV, playing video games, because, oh, my financial situation is predetermined. Why should I go to work? No, then we want our mind to go in a positive direction. So work carefully. Give attention to your kids, but don't worry about them. They have their own sanskars. They're going to do their own karma. It's your job to educate them. You can't control them. There's no guarantee how they're going to turn out. And yet, these two things, finances and kids, you spend so much mental energy worrying about them. And then you say, I don't have time for sadhana. All that useless worrying could have been sadhana. Radhe, Radhe, the whole day long instead of worrying. So we can use this understanding of how we have free will and those things that are controlled by destiny, why to worry about them. Even when I was a kid, like a teenager, I started to get interested in environmental causes. And then for me, it became all doom and gloom. Oh, the world is going down. Yeah, guess what? It's Kali Yuga. That's in Kali Yuga, there's pollution, there's war, there's crime, there's disharmony. That's how it is. But I didn't have this understanding, so I was worried about changing the world. I'm going to, be a part of this campaign and that campaign, and people are going to change their ways and we'll save the world. I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but it's depressing, actually, because who are you going to change? You can only change yourself, and then going on this campaign to try to change the world is just self-defeating. So that doesn't mean you can't help another person who needs help. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to live responsibly. I mean, we even have a class for the kids here on how to live a more simple life, be more responsible, be more respectful of the earth. So that's just sattvic living. That's devotional living. We should all try to live like that, but we don't have to worry about changing the world. The world also has its collective destiny based on the prarabdha of all the souls living in it. So when we can't change our own destiny, how are we going to change the world's destiny? We can choose to live a good life, but we don't have to bear that burden of trying to change others or save the world. We can be charitable and generous, but we should also know that the people we're helping would have been helped by someone anyway, if not you, someone else, because it was in their prarabdha to get that help. So it's good that you did it, because that's a sattvic act. You're improving your own consciousness by doing that. But don't think that you helped that person. No, it was in their prarabdha. If you didn't help them, someone else would have. So in this way, we remove that burden and that tension of worrying about everything outside of ourselves, our kids, our finances, the world, the environment, and we turn our focus inward. So we can just worry about, how much time did I spend thinking of God today? How good was I today? Did I cause any pain to others? How can I improve myself? Where can I improve on my faults? This is what Jagadguru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj taught us. So it simplifies everything. Leave all the worries and just try to improve on our own faults. Being humble, being generous, but not worrying about anything except our own spiritual progress. When the end of our life comes, what goes with us? Just how much spiritual progress we made. So all the tamas, rajas, sattvic actions, those are all binding. They all create worldly attachments, and they're all going to be the cause of our rebirth. But if we do devotional karma, instead of worrying about worldly things, we do our required karma in the world, but we keep our mind attached to God and Guru, then our actions become devotional actions. And devotional actions don't create worldly attachment, they reduce it, they release worldly attachments. And they actually create attachment in God. So with this understanding, when someone has a practice of daily sadhana, and they try to remember God as much as possible throughout the day, when they use this understanding of karma and destiny, they have this tattva gyan, then they can catch themselves when they're worrying about something. They can say, is my worrying about this of any value? Is it going to change by worrying? Do I have the power to change this thing? Oh no, this is controlled by my prarabdha. Ab hatao. Leave that. And okay, why should I worry about it? Think about God. So now you have the power to use this tattva gyan to divert your mind from unnecessary worries towards spiritual things that will actually accumulate spiritual capital for you, so that in your next life you'll have a better devotional situation, a better devotional family that you'll be born into. Or if you reach all the way to 100% surrender in this life, then bhidyate hridaya granthischhidyante sarvasanshraya kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Mundaka Upanishad says, when you fully surrender to God, then all of your past karma is finished. Bhidyate, kshiyate, chasya karmani. It's destroyed forever. All that unlimited sanchit karma, finished. And drishte paravare, you get the divine vision of Radha Krishna. Yada pashyah pashyate rukma varnam kartaramisham purusham brahmayonim tada vidvan punya pape vidhuya niranjana paramam samyam upayiti. Mundaka Upanishad. When you fully surrender to God, then all of your past punya and pap, meaning your good actions and your bad actions, sattvic, rajas, tamas actions, all of it deleted forever, and you get to meet God. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah. In the Gita, Shri Krishna also tells Arjuna that when you surrender to me wholeheartedly, then you have nothing to worry about. I remove, delete, wash away all of your past karma, so you're liberated from karma. So then, once you surrender to God, that Kriya Marni karma, that's finished. You can't create any new karma because your mind is in God. So how are you going to create more worldly karma? Sanchit karma, burned, finished forever. And even prarabdha karma is finished. Although saints normally do the natak of undergoing the rest of their prarabdha, they willingly submit themselves. They say, oh, that was in my prarabdha, even though I'm God realized now, I'm technically free from all of this. But let me be an example to the world that who cares about prarabdha? I cannot live out the rest of my prarabdha. My mind is in God. Krishna is in my heart. Let it come, whatever may come. So saints live out the rest of their prarabdha. They undergo the rest of their prarabdha, even though technically they don't have to. So when you surrender to God, all three forms of karma, sanchit, prarabdha, and kriya marni, they're finished forever. And then you get the divine vision of God. You're free from maya. And when you leave your body, you enter into the divine world. So this is how karma and free will affect our life and our devotion. But I mostly focused on the external aspect of this evening. Tomorrow night I'm going to focus on the internal aspect, which is our sanskars. Sanskars are a form of internal devotion. I talked about the things that happen to us in our outer life, which are actually our prarabdha, and they come and they affect us. But we also have an internal prarabdha of sanskars that are destined to come and affect our mind at a certain time with a certain intensity. So what a sanskar is, how it's created, how it affects us, and how we can manage these sanskars, that will be the topic for tomorrow. Boli Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki